Welcome back. Let the boys watch an entertainment podcast brought to you by Going Gray Productions. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Robbie. And on this episode, it was Badass Women's Week. And the winner of said Badass Women's Week was Kill Bill Volume 1, a 2003 action slash thriller movie, directed and written by Quentin Tarantino, starring Uma Thurman, David Carradine, Daryl Hannah, Michael Madsen, Lucy Liu, and Vivica A. Fox. Alongside me is the real life pussy wagon, the cousin Benny. How we feeling?
Feeling good. I have a weird desire to see a bunch of feet right now.
Tons of feet, tons, tons of feet. And alongside the cousin I is the real life Buck,
I
who
fucking
wants
knew
to
it.
fuck. Our
And I'm
good
here
friend
to
and co-host
fuck.
all day, every day.
Uh,
And alongside me and Benny, a good friend of ours, and one of our co-hosts, Ryan. How's that dick feeling?
um, very good. How's your dick feeling?
Too much fucking.
I don't think YouTube's gonna like this one. So yeah, like Robbie said, this is Let the Boys Watch, and we watch movies. Sometimes it's movies that have a particular theme, like this week, Badass Women's Week. But often it's a movie that one or all of us haven't seen, typically like a popular type of movie. And we did do Kill Bill because it won the vote. It was pretty close between this and Mad Max. I was a little surprised, to be honest. I thought this would run away with it.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
kind of
me
had a
too.
feeling that this was going to be the one that pulled it out, but I'm surprised Mad Max went so hard.
Well, maybe another time. Um, and this week, the only one who hasn't mostly seen it was Benny. But before we get into that, please send us an email, ltbwpodcast@gmail.com. Let us know your thoughts on this movie, any of the other movies that we've watched, or, I mean, how easy was this? We got a message last week. This week we're doing Badass Women's Week because of Chrissy. So be like Chrissy, send us a message, and we'll probably watch your movies unless your suggestions stink, and we're not going to do it.
We'll probably get 2 weeks out of this one too.
Yeah, why not? I definitely almost just watched the second one like right after.
Yeah, the desire was strong.
Um, but Benny, seeing as how you have not seen this, did you like what were your thoughts like going in? I think you thought you saw it, but maybe didn't.
Yeah, I not that I definitely saw part of it. I thought I saw more than I did. It turns out I really only saw like the ending sequence. So obviously I kind of knew that this was a revenge movie. I knew that it was a Tarantino joint, obviously. Um and yeah, I was excited to watch it beginning to end because I feel like there's a lot of movies I've seen that maybe I just wasn't paying attention or you know whatever the case may be until we've watched them later, and mostly for this podcast. It's nice being focused. So I was excited to be locked in for this one.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, uh, Robbie, I think you've seen this, but have you seen this a number of times, or has it been a while since you watched it?
I think it's been like 10 years. I think I was telling
Wow.
Benny and I the other day. It's been a long time. Maybe maybe two viewings. But I remember, I mean, you know my affinity for Quentin Tarantino, how much I love him and his movies. I think I remember watching this and not really enjoying it. And then I watched it, you know, recently and thought, how the hell did I not enjoy this? Maybe it
Right.
was different time period, different mindset, I guess. Maybe I didn't understand it too much, but yeah, it's been a long time, and I'm kind of kind of upset at myself that I it's been this long, uh, by how much I thoroughly enjoyed this movie this time around. So yeah.
Nice. Uh, I don't know. I've seen it a number of times. I don't know how many, but 15, 20. I don't know, something along those lines. I'm
Oh
curious
wow.
how this is going to stack up versus some other Tarantinos that we've discussed or watched. Speaking of that, check out our Pulp Fiction episode. Um,
Please don't.
I mean, maybe don't, maybe don't. Um, so I guess let's just get into it. Like overall impressions. Does anyone want to go first?
Ryan, what about you?
Sure. I really like this movie a lot. I liked it when I first saw it. I can't believe it was '03 that it came out. I thought it was a little more recent, but whatever. The past like 20-ish years have been a kind of a blur. Um, but I really like this movie, and I often like when people say to me, what's your top Tarantinos? This is in the conversation. Like I really like this film. Some of the other ones, kind of edge it out a little bit, but there's a few scenes, I mean, we'll get to them, but a few scenes that I just really think are superbly shot, are so fun. It's definitely a little bit different, but the same from like other Tarantino's. It takes a lot from a lot of other films. He pays homage to a lot, or homage, whatever, if you want to be fancy, to a lot of martial arts movies and movies from the 70s and 80s and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, great movie. Love it. Love part two as well. I think when we do part two, we'll talk about kind of the differences, but yeah, I really enjoy this movie. But as a whole, yeah, amazing. Very good.
Robbie?
Yeah, I think I have to rethink my um Tarantino list because I think I did have Kill Bill a little bit lower than it should be. Um, I just love the way it was shot. I really do. I love the I don't know, the direction was just fantastic. And I think it always is with Tarantino. That's why I love him so much. I don't know what it is about him or what makes me gravitate towards his movies and why I enjoy them so much. But yeah, like you, Ron, I just love the way it was shot, love the way it was written. So many little subtle um shots of this movie that I loved, especially like the beginning when they're walking through the kitchen. Vivica A. Fox, I forgot her name's kitchen. I love that shot from the overhead. The fight scenes were top notch. I mean, it was fantastic. It really was. Soundtrack shout out to RZA. I
Yep.
forgot that the RZA uh kind of scored this movie, but I loved it. I mean, like Benny said, tons and tons of toes in this movie, but that's a Tarantino special. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this movie. Everything about it. I mean, the acting was superb. Uma Thurman was out of this world, and I'm glad it won because I think she was. I didn't see the third movie that it was on Prey, but I did see Mad Max, and Uma Thurman blows Charlize Theron out of the water. So I'm glad this won because I'm glad it won A because it's a great movie, and it definitely changed my mind of how I felt about this movie in the past. So I'm happy we watched it.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, definitely want to echo the things that you both said, just how fantastic the movie was direction wise. I think not that Tarantino A ever holds back or B is ever held back, but this just kind of feels like the pinnacle essential Quentin Tarantino, like just balls to the wall from beginning to end with all the different styles that he uses with, his tropes that he does with the bouncing around with time, just going nuts with the blood and the gore and just paying homage to all the different things that he loves about making movies. Yeah, it's just great. It's hard to judge not knowing what's coming next, even though I'm pretty sure I know what comes next, but I can't wait to watch that second movie just to get this whole story, complete because it's not going to be a sequel in the sense of, okay, this ties a little bow around this part of the story, and then you're going to get what happens next. Like, no, this is seems like very much one story that's just broken up into two parts. So, not that I feel like I can't judge it, but I think that my opinion on this one will change slightly after seeing the whole story completely. But I mean, what's there to hate in this movie? I mean, there's only one like real major issue that I had with it, and we'll get to it later. But I think that that's something that maybe I did wrong. Um, but it's nothing. It's nothing too serious.
Um, do we or will we allow a one-time only score amendment after watching volume two? Is that allowed for these two
I
movies?
I think that's a discussion we're gonna have to have after we score the second movie, just to see if anything changes. Because I don't think it'll be an official score change, but it'll just be more of a recap that we put on it.
And maybe so Kill Bill one score, Kill Bill two score, and then a Kill Bill one and two score, like as a whole.
Yeah,
I don't know. We'll figure it out.
yeah,
Nobody cares anyway.
yeah. No, it's our
Who gives a
rules,
shit?
and if it,
Gives
maybe we'll
Um,
get
Our
another
rules just right.
2-star review or whatever.
that's right. This is the Outback. We get a blooming onion. Um, nice. All right. Well, speaking of scoring, let's do some scoring. Does anyone want to start?
I could start.
I do
Go
not.
ahead.
The first thing when this was over, I was like, okay, definitely better than Reservoir Dogs, so we start there. Um, and I do want to allow myself a little wiggle room to watch, to not change my mind, but see the whole story play out. So I'm gonna go with 9.4. Just because I had Reservoir Dogs at 9.2. Not that I regret that, but I might have gone a little too high on that one. Um, but yeah, I definitely think this deserves a 9.5. Could go even higher after we finish both movies. Um, Reasons it wasn't a 10 for me, it's balls to the wall fighting beginning to end. There's no like, there's a little bit of story, but I didn't dislike it because of that. But if I'm looking at a 10 is like, there's story, there's all this different things. It makes you feel things. This was just badass. I'm having fun beginning to end. So yeah, 9.4.
Robbie?
I have to agree with you. As much as it pains me to agree with you. Um, I,
Why is that?
I definitely, please, you got 3 hours of this podcast. Yeah. No, yeah, I agree. I think, I premature ejaculate a little bit too much with the Reservoir Dogs score. I can go down a little bit with that. I don't think it was in the nine. So I forgot what I did. I think I might have did nine, just flat nine, I think. But I just love the pacing of this movie. It's rammed up and ready to go as soon as the opening credits hit. I love the way it was shot, like I said. Love the music in it. Love everything about it. Love the fake, airplane scenes flying over Japan. I love stupid stuff like that. I really enjoyed that stuff. I thought it was a nice little touch. It's better than Reservoir Dogs for me. So I really wanted to give it an 8.8 for the crazy 88s, whatever they're called. But I forgot that I scored Reservoir Dogs in the nines. So I'm gonna go 9.2 with this. What it was 9.1?
9.1.
All right, give me a 9.3 then.
Oh,
Give me a 9.3 for the dogs. Not for the dogs, for Kill Bill. Because it's a much better movie and it catapults um uh Kill Bill for me past Reservoir Dogs. I think I might have had Reservoir Dogs 4 or 5, but who cares? This doesn't matter. Nobody cares what my Tarantino rankings are except for me. So whatever.
um, yeah. I mean, I agree with you guys where I was looking. I wasn't really looking much at Reservoir Dogs because I was in the eights for my score for Reservoir Dogs, so I knew I wasn't touching that. Um, but I had to dance around Pulp Fiction, which maybe I scored a little low, but that's okay at 9.5. This is for me, it's not better than Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is better. I like Pulp Fiction better. However, this is very close. I really like Kill Bill. I like both of them together. And maybe, if we have a score like that, we'll see how that goes. I'm gonna go pretty much around where you guys are. I think I'm gonna go 9.3. So just under my 9.5. But I really, really enjoy this film. Um, there's a bunch of scenes that are incredible. And I mean, I love a good martial arts flick. Like, yeah, sometimes the action was a little ridiculous. Like, I mean, it's all ridiculous. She's killing like 100 people in a room, but you just suspend disbelief. It's just fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really like this movie a lot. But yeah, it's not as good as Pulp for me. And in the Tarantino rankings, yeah, it's up there, but there's a couple ahead of it.
I love how good he is at it's so serious, but it's not. And it's
Right.
so like badass with all the martial arts, but then they sprinkle in the funny moments to it. Like it's so well done that it's so engaging. And you know, there's always something that kind of like subverts your expectation a little bit as to where the scene is going, or like, and it's so straightforward, but there's always something in there that makes you go like, oh, that's crazy, or that's funny, or
Yeah.
it's just it's so sick. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into the scenes because I'm sure there's not a ton of scenes in this movie anyway.
Right.
So I don't want to dive too deep into what I thought about some of them, but yeah, I mean, there's just always something that catches your eye, and I love that he's able to do that.
I feel like I don't know if I'd say he does ever, but I feel like he could be sniffing his own farts and he doesn't. And you can tell that by the silliness that he inserts into like serious or gory or whatever scenes. Like she's killing all these people and then she's spanking a guy for fucking around with the Yakuza, like, stuff like that. And you just like even uh we'll talk about it later, but like a couple other scenes, there's just like a little silliness to it that just makes you realize like it's a movie and it's supposed to be fun. So
Yeah.
I love that.
So before we get into our awards, the thing that I was referencing earlier, and again, this might have been a mistake that I made, but there's no subtitles for the Japanese parts.
No.
Okay,
Um, if you're watching with captions, which I always
which
do, are it's there.
okay, so yeah, the I switched to captions because I was like, you're not gonna watch it with captions, and I was like, well, if there's no captions on the screen, they don't want you to necessarily know what they're saying. But I just said, what the hell, I'll do it anyway. And I threw the captions on, and it told you, it was translating for you. So I just
Yeah.
thought that that was so odd that like,
I don't think that was the case for all of it though. Like I'm pretty sure even the captions, there's like one or two parts that
that
are
there's
in
nothing.
Japanese that there's nothing.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure that there is, even if your captions are off,
Okay.
they still show the translation. But
Okay.
there's definitely a few parts that there's just nothing. Like an example I know of is when they're at the House of Blue Leaves and they're dicking around in that room and the guy screwing around, like whatever. There's no
Yeah.
captions for that. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, because I was like, I think I turned him on halfway through the scene where she's talking to uh the guy who ends up being the sword
Hattori
maker.
Hanzo.
Yeah, when she's just sitting there ordering and having that, little flirtatious type conversation. Um, so I was like, do I go back and like see what was translated then? Not that I think that I'm missing anything, because like I said, if there's no titles, it's for a reason. But yeah, that it just left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. Not that it affected my score or anything, but I was like, damn, I wish I would have kept the captions on right from the beginning.
Maybe. Or
And
maybe
because
it's
it's
like maybe the things that were translated is like when she started speaking Japanese, because that's like integral to the plot. Like them yelling back and forth at each other.
right, you don't need
It's
to,
just,
you
you
don't
get
need,
the gist of what's going on. I mean, it's better
yeah,
to
yeah,
know what
yeah,
they're saying, but I
yeah.
don't
So,
disgusting.
so from that point on, I had the subtitles on the whole way, so I don't know what was translated and what wasn't, but I gotta know. I always gotta know. So, but yeah, it was a little thing that bothered me, but not that it affected my score or anything.
Yeah. I'm surprised you're not well, if you can play the volume at a good level, which both of you can, uh, you may not need captions, but I'm always a captions, always.
I never want to use captions the first time I watch something. I've talked about this before because I feel like it diverts my
Takes away
attention
from
to the subtitles, and especially something like Tarantino. Like I want to see because everything is in the shot for a reason. I feel like with a guy like that. So I really want my attention there. I will, if I watch the movie again and I don't want it as loud or something, I will throw the captions on then. But usually my first go around, I try not to use captions.
Robbie, how did this movie sound on the speakers?
I didn't go full blast, but I wish I would have went full blast. But it sounded fantastic.
I bet.
I hope the screaming didn't. I hope no. I mean, the cops didn't get called with the screaming in some of the scenes, so I don't think the neighbors heard. But it was blasting.
Love it.
I mean, kudos to me for being the one that found the Sonos Arc, and nobody else told me about it. So thanks to me.
You're just fantastic. You're a fantastic person.
Coming from you, that means a lot.
Yeah, I bet it does.
No, I'm just kidding. Benny sold me on the Arc. I heard that. I heard that full blast in his apartment. What a sight to see. It's the best. Brian, one day, hopefully, you get it because it's out of this world.
It's on the list.
Sonos gonna put me on the payroll.
Hey, Sonos, if you listen and sponsor the show and send me a free one.
Please.
Oh my God, that'd be the best if we ever got famous. That's the free shit we would get.
Oh my God. Amazing.
One could dream.
Yeah. Well.
Martin's potato rolls for life.
Free subscription to Major League
for
Dicks.
life. Major League Dicks for life.
A1 bold and spicy.
Should we do scenes or characters?
I say characters because I feel like there's a lot more to go with scenes.
Fine, me. You want to go first?
No, I always go first because I always pick.
All right. Well, then, Robbie, would you like to go first?
No, you can go first.
All right. We'll start with favorite. I didn't expect to be first. I was like, all right, well, she's gonna be off the board. I'll just pick her. I'll go the bride. Uma Thurman, amazing. I mean, there's a lot of good characters in this movie, that I love, and in volume 2 as well. But I mean, she's so good in this film. The action scenes, the dialogue, the absolute rage the entire time for her seeking revenge. I love it. So if I could go into post production, but I'm lazy, I would bleep out Beatrix. The best.
She's fantastic.
So good.
There's just that's such...
And she started my love affair with.
I wanted to shout that out. Yeah, the A6 were coming in strong on this.
Yeah,
in this movie,
the Tigers.
What a fantastic outfit!
You should have worn the yellow ones.
I know. Well, those ones I technically don't have the exact ones. Those are, I'm pretty sure those are Tai Chi's the style, and they have black stripes. The ones I have are white striped.
The bottom of those shoes had what they have on the bottom of them?
Fuck you.
Did they really have them on the ones that release?
That I don't know. Actually, I never got them.
You're gonna have to check StockX.
I know. Now you can't even buy them direct in the United States. It's bullshit.
A6, if you're listening.
Yeah, please. Just don't call Benny up if you get a fake pair. God forbid, the horror.
To verify?
Yeah, to verify. God forbid, the horror.
I mean, Jesus wasn't crucified this much.
Yeah, only once.
Yeah, for real.
But he came back.
I might not.
Better than ever. He came back better than ever.
All right,
you want to go, Rob?
No, you can go.
Tough. But let's continue the trend of badass women and go with Lucy Liu as Oren Ishii. What a fucking awesome character.
Hell yeah.
I mean, just everything you need to know about her is just in that one scene where she just slices that dude's head off like it's absolutely nothing. and the speech she gives afterwards, just amazing. To the final fight scene with her. Um, I really wish that fight scene between her and the bride went on a little bit longer, just because I wanted to see them go head to head a little bit more. But yeah, she's just amazing in this movie. You know, not much to say. I wish she was sticking around for the second movie, but obviously she had to go.
Gots to go. No, they're both fantastic. They were both so good in this movie. Um,
Oh,
I figured
sorry.
that,
I want to add one more thought to it, if you don't mind.
please.
Even not so much Lucy Liu, but the characterization of her in the animated scenes was so badass. So I did love that whole animated section of the movie where you thought it was just going to be like a 2 second thing, and like 15 minutes into it, and it was just awesome the whole entire time. So yeah, already you the best. Go ahead,
AK,
please.
AK Cottonmouth. No, please. The joy I get from you finishing your points is unparalleled to life. Um, well, being that my two favorite characters were taken, which I expected, I'm gonna go with Hattori Hanzo as my favorite character. I loved him. Uh, I love a nice, subtle character that turns into just like I don't want to say he's the badass, but with all the samurai swords up in his little sushi den, I thought it was fantastic. I love characters like that. Um, subtle, kind of silent assassin type characters. I just love the interaction between him and Uma Thurman when she came in. I thought it was really nice. Fantastic shirt that Uma Thurman had on. Hopefully, I can find that on the interweb. I thought that was cool. But I really just enjoyed that entire scene. Um, I don't think it was kind of slow, but I get the point of it, and it was crucial to the plot. But give me Mr. Hanzo as my favorite character.
Yeah, strong agree. He would have been Ani Mensch if no one picked him. Speaking of Ani Menches, anyone got any?
But I would love to hear anybody else's first.
Um, I'll go with whatever her name, Lucy Liu's little henchman.
Go go.
I thought she was
Go go.
badass. Go go.
Well, the young girl or her lawyer.
Oh Lord, please forget about the plums are exploding. But no,
Plums. We got a whole new plums chart after that one.
please, my
Even
plums.
with,
I had to go.
let me ask you real quick. Without the arm, still smash?
I'm smashing and I'm not dashing. I'll tell you that right now. I'm staying around, helping them. I'm recouping it back.
Good
Please.
answer. Good answer.
I'll even do one better. No limbs. And I'm still sticking around.
It's so funny. I saw on the screen when it said, it was going through
Me
like
too.
it was like Julie Dreyfus. I was like, oh shit, Elaine.
I was like,
I
I
was
can't
like,
wait to see it. And it's like,
yeah.
that's not
I
a,
was like, weird. She didn't use the Louis in this one.
I'm glad she wasn't because this drive is ay ay ay. Yeah, so give me go go. Thought she was awesome. Loved her little bulge and chain. Such an underrated weapon. I know you don't really see that in movies, but she was using it to her advantage before she got the old wooden stick to the dome piece.
Who you got, Ryan?
Um, I mean, uh, you can't really look at both films or just doing the one because a couple characters in this movie had just such small parts, and they get what I don't. You didn't see two yet, right,
No.
Benny? All right, so I'll just leave it there. Um, but yeah, I guess not really. I'm trying to think. I mean, we already mentioned pretty much, I think everyone that I was thinking of.
I got
Charlie
one.
Brown.
Charlie Brown and his wife or partner. I mean, the guy who was working with Hattori, I just think he's funny. I like him.
Yeah.
And I love them yelling back and forth at each other. So funny.
Yeah. Well, I'll go. I got
Yeah.
Vivica A. Fox as Vernita Green. I
I forgot
love
about it.
that. What a cool scene to begin with, and she's just so badass. And I love, I mean, I don't. it's hard not to talk about her without talking about the scene, but that scene was just so awesome between her and the bride, and it's just the way she plays it, the her pulling the gun out of the cereal box with that says kaboom on it, like you should have known. You
Yeah.
know, I saw that come out. I'm like, that's a odd name for a cereal, and then sure
It's a
enough,
real cereal.
is it really?
It used to be. They don't make it anymore.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, just the whole conversation between her and the bride. I mean, just fantastic. I feel like everybody in this movie had such good chemistry together, and Vivica A. Fox is one of them. Again, another one that I wish was in the movie more, or you get some, some more stuff with her in it. But hey, got to keep this movie going.
I was gonna mention her, but there's one line she has that just annoys the hell out of me, and I don't know why.
Which one?
Which I beseech you on behalf of my daughter. The way she says it is just, I don't know, it's just ugh.
2:30 a.m. There's a baseball field, right?
Yeah.
I
We
coached
dress
my
all in
daughter.
black. We have
Yeah.
ourselves a knife fight. No,
Shout
the
out
scene was
Vivica.
awesome. Yeah.
Shout out Vivica A.
Oh, of course.
Plum scale.
Oh,
Broken.
Plum
a
scale
lot of
in
explosions in this movie.
plum scale and booty call through the roof.
Oh,
Through the roof. I'm going through the roof. My plums are right through the roof like Santa Claus. Right through the chimney. Chimney
Wow.
plums.
I think they call those sugar plums.
They do. Chestnuts. Couple bags of coal.
2 big bags of sand.
Me so horny, me so stupid.
Bags of sand. All right, least favorite characters. Benny, right?
No, I go middle.
It's
Middle
me.
Oh,
pick.
sorry, Robbie.
My least favorite character is Buck, who likes to fuck. I mean, Buck, please. I mean, what are we doing, bud? What kind of orderly are you? Disgusting bastard. Um, just I mean, and then you pull out the Vaseline with all the pubic hair on it. I mean, please,
Ugh.
thank God I wasn't having dinner. I would have threw up everywhere. I mean, Buck's just pimping out the bride to random people is insane. It's always something like I mean, with Tarantino, I feel like especially in his early movies where he just had some weird shit. Like obviously, the Gimp scene in Pulp Fiction was absolutely out of this world strange, and this one's just it's not as intense or as graphic. It's quick, but it's still gross. And Buck's just a dirty bastard. I could imagine how many dirty bucks there are running around this country. Disgusting.
Yeah, pieces of shit.
Gross.
Terrible.
But Buck, if you're listening, come on and discuss.
We'll do a whole episode. My least favorite character in this movie was Feet. There was too many of them. I mean, listen, I get it. You like Feet, but it was just a little too much, and it took up too much screen time. We could have went down to maybe 130 if this movie didn't have any feet in it. So enough with
That's
the
true.
feet, Quentin. Enough.
Are you a foot hater, Benny?
I'm not a foot hater. I don't need to see him, and I don't. I'm just thankful it's not guys' feet because guys' feet are the effing worst. So, but there's nothing about a foot that I look at and I'm like, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Tasty.
Big toe cuticle, yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Nigga.
yeah.
Scream to rises to the crowd.
Um, least favorite. I I was gonna go Buck, but I'll go with the trucker who was gonna go through with it for $75. What a piece of shit.
$75, please.
Is
Is
that
that
seems
Adam
low?
Sandler?
Yeah, that guy is in a bunch of Sandler movies.
Okay,
Oh,
that was
okay.
him.
Yeah, that was him.
All right.
Wait, his name is it Jeremy something?
75 low to have sex with the comatose
Jonathan.
person?
Oh, I don't know. How much does sex for money cost? I have no idea.
The last time I banged the comatose person, it was like I paid the guy what 130, 135, I think.
Well, that's
What?
inflation, right? So this
Yeah,
was
because inflation.
03. So
So it'd be like, well, 135.50 now.
Yeah, something like
Um,
that.
it's got to be enough money that if you lose your job, it's worth it.
right. But that's $75 doesn't seem like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's starting with 750, but there's a couple more zeros after.
Gross.
75 is kind of cheap, especially a couple of old, other comatose broads in the room. Suppose they wake up out of nowhere.
Right. Gross.
Please.
Jonathan Loughran. That's his name.
That's him.
Yeah. Um, any honorary mentions on least favorites?
I'm gonna go with my man
No,
Boss Tanaka.
Yeah.
Just open up your mouth. Keep your mouth shut, boss. Enjoy your free meal and hit the bricks. Who cares if she's
Keep your
Japanese,
racism to yourself.
Chinese? Yeah. Keep your racism to yourself, like everybody else should. Um, yeah, Boss Tanaka. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
rest in peace. Rest in peace is.
All right.
That's what happens when you just open your mouth too much. Get your head chopped off.
That I'm sure we'll talk about it. Anyway, all right. Well, speaking of scenes, let's talk scenes. Should we do least favorite or favorite first?
Least.
Yeah, let's get that out of the way. Because favorite scenes, I think we're gonna talk for a while. Um, who wants to start it off?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll just quickly go with the Buck selling selling sex to people to bang people in comas. Uh, I get the weirdness of it, and I get Tarantino's known for that, but those things just don't sit right with the old boy over here. So, in a movie that didn't have a lot of least favorite scenes, I'll just pick the most obvious one.
I'll keep the order. But I really don't have a favorite scene, least favorite scene in this one. So I guess I'll go with I don't know. Just the fact that not necessarily a scene, but the fact that she was pregnant and she lost the baby, supposedly. Um, that just made me that just made the whole hit feel way more gross than it did. So yeah, the fact that the bride was pregnant and she supposedly lost the baby, that did make me feel good.
Not great. Like, how do you pull a trigger after she says it's your baby? Piece of shit.
Oh, that's what she says?
Yeah,
Oh.
Bill, it's your baby.
Oh, I didn't hear the baby part.
Yeah.
Oh my
Ay,
God.
ooh,
Oh,
rewind
please.
this. Rewind it. Rewind it.
10. The movie's a 10 now.
Captions, babe.
I know.
Rest in peace to that guy too, by the way.
David Carradine. He
Yeah,
died.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
masturbating.
Oh yeah, that's right. Ah, at least he went out doing what he loved.
Yeah.
I guess you could say he was hanging around. Yeah. Well, hey,
I hope he found
too
something.
soon.
I hope the porn he was watching really took his breath away.
What do you think he was watching?
Jugs on the run, obviously.
Unbelievable. Well, David Carradine, what a way to go.
Actually, I think he was watching Phil Bill.
Ooh, ooh. Well, rest in peace. Hopefully he didn't come too soon.
My least favorite scene. Kind of agree with you, Benny. Like, it's hard to pick a least favorite scene. The one thing I will say is, and it's not the entire scene, but there was a small portion of the fight with Gogo, and there was a few sort of other times where this kind of stuff happened. But the scene with Gogo when they were fighting, which was an awesome fight scene, but when they were like jumping from table to table and stuff, it was borderline like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like floating jumping stuff. And I was just kind of like, nah, I don't. I mean, the whole thing is fantastic. Like, meaning it's the whole thing is crazy. This is, one person is not typically going to be able to do that. But that just small little part, I was just like, I don't know if I like that.
All right.
Yeah, it's
Fair enough.
extremely nitpicky, but I gotta pick
Well,
something.
you got
That's what we're here for. Pick those nits.
gotta pick it. Squeeze it.
Favorite scene. Um, I'm glad I'm going first because there's a lot of scenes that I really love, but I think I have to take the fight scene with the bride and Oren Ishii. That scenery is amazing. Maybe one of the best fight scenes. I mean, the fight itself is great. It's not super long, but just the shots, the direction, the location, just everything. And every time I watch this movie, I say to myself, I'm gonna buy one of those bamboo water features because I could listen to that sound all day long, but I haven't. Maybe someday.
Well, Ryan, look under your desk. Me and Robbie bought you something.
Ethernet wire. Oh my God. How did you know?
Hey, listen, we thought it was the next best thing. We couldn't find a bamboo thing in time.
Yeah, we figured, well, what an ether that's strong as bamboo.
Um, all right, I'm gonna take, I think, what is second chalk, but I'm not gonna take the whole entire scene. But it's when the lights go out during the fight and you get that blue background. I mean, come on, how badass is that? It's just absolutely fantastic. It just takes that whole scene up a notch. It's so cool with, just the shadows. I'm a big blue guy, if you couldn't tell by the hat, so I love a nice little blue scene like that. The fact that in that whole fight you got normal color, you got black and white, then you got that like shadow fight. Fantastic. So give me the blue fight scene.
Yeah, I just love when she like blinks and it goes right back into color from black and white. Such a fantastic scene.
Yeah, that's so cool.
All right, well, um, give me the opening fight with Vivica A. Fox. Um, I thought that was awesome, and that's what really got me into the movie. That's what really like made me think, like, why didn't I like this, or why didn't I find this movie up to my standards the first go around? But again, I was, what, 20, I guess? Who knows? A young punk. As now, I'm an old punk, so it doesn't really matter. But anyway, I just love the way that was shot. The sound editing in that was out of this world. I just loved everything about it. And again, like the little funny, like they're in there kicking the shit out of each other, and then the bus pulls up and they stop. And then, they put the knives behind their back, and then the daughter comes in, and then they go have a cup of coffee. And I just love the overhead tracking shot of that entire scene. I really do. I think I want one of those doors in my house that just swing back and forth. That don't really close. Like it's not really a door, but
Saloon
yeah,
adjacent.
yeah, saloon. I just walk on my Spurs, just my Spurs, and that's it. And have a cup of Joe. But yeah, I love that scene. I really do. It's great. The fight technique is awesome. Everything's great about it. Even I didn't even notice the serial name was Kaboom. I love that little subtle hint of her just, taking a box cereal and shooting at her, and then the bride just launching the knife into her chest, and her just basically having no remorse and talking to the daughter like, basically, your mother deserved it, and I don't care, and I'm out of here. So I love that. I thought it was great. Great opening scene.
Agree. Fantastic. Ani Menches.
Well, let me finish my scene then.
Yeah,
And
keep
I'll
going.
say the whole rest of the fight in the club. I mean, geez, I mean, how many gallons of blood must be spilled for this woman to get her revenge? But just so cool, man. I mean, the when she pulls the eye out and the guy can't see, to when I forget her name now, but Julia Dreyfus, when her arms cut off and she's telling everybody to leave and that all you but leave your limbs because they belong to me now. And
Yeah.
she says, except you, Sophie, you stay. I mean, that whole scene is
Why'd she
just
stay though?
what are you gonna do? She already lost an arm. I mean, if she saw her leave, who knows what she would have lost
He
next.
was out back for like half an hour.
I know.
Get out of there.
But hey, I mean, if you cut off my arm, I'd probably do whatever you said too. No, but yeah, that whole scene just incredible. So many different like I'm sure you could go frame by frame in that and pick out this is an homage to this is an homage to that. And without seeing pretty much any martial arts or samurai movies, you could just tell that it's a love letter to that um genre of movies, and it's just so awesome. I mean, it's so silly, like I said, silly in some parts. The blood is just so ridiculous in some parts, but for some reason, I guess because it's so over the top, you don't really feel squeamish about anything because it's just
Right.
so wild. But yeah, I mean, that's the climax of the movie for a reason. And I just love how the Vernita thing is so short. The Buck thing is kind of short, but that Oren, that whole storyline culminating with that fight is just like such a huge chunk of the movie, and it delivers from beginning to end.
Yeah, that whole
Yeah, I
fight
just
with the
love
crazy idiot. Sorry, go ahead, Robbie.
no quick coach. I just love them fighting up the stairwell and then on the stair, like the whatever you call those things. Like that, that was awesome and cool. Um, so yeah, that was an amazing scene.
Yeah, no, I agree. The whole fight was awesome. Just yeah, such all little details like her when she's got the sword and she's like looking at them in the reflection, like just all the little things were so good. Just like chopping legs off and I don't know, it's crazy. It's so good, but and it's every time I watch a movie that's like this, I'm like, why don't they all just attack at once every time?
No,
But
Yeah,
then it's no fun. Then the main character just dies, and it's not fun. But
the movie's over.
yeah, movie's over. Crazy 88's one. Um, I loved how some of them. I don't know if this is probably so stupid, but some of them like really went down those stairs extremely rapidly, but extremely gracefully. Next time you watch it, just notice that just like they say it so straight and
Yeah,
like but their legs are just like
yeah, they're like sledding down.
yeah. Um, another Mensch. I love the whole scene with Hattori Hanzo. Her going into his sushi restaurant and then him talking about his, everything going on, and then finding out about her, and then Bill and the swords. Loved it. Loved that stuff. Trying to
Robbie,
think.
any mensch?
I'm not a big cartoon guy, but I really did enjoy the cartoon scene. I really thought that was a nice change of pace to the movie and something I've never really seen him do in any movies or any movies since, obviously. So I really thought that was a cool little touch. Probably another homage to uh I don't know, cartoons, samurai movies. I'm not sure. Haven't really seen a lot more,
Anime.
so I wouldn't yeah, anime. I haven't seen any of those really. But I really enjoyed that.
I love this style of the animation too. Like it's not something I've seen before in any type of animation. I thought it was really cool. And because it was like that, I felt like it was going like I said, I felt like it was gonna be short. And the fact that it just went on as long as it did and it was that good the whole time. I mean, awesome. I just the shot of her when she's on the building and she snipes that guy, and then you see the two girls look through the hole in his head. I mean, just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
great.
Oh, good scene. I think that's pretty much all the scenes. I mean,
You know,
I did short scene, but when um what's her name in the movie? Elle Driver, I think.
Daryl
yeah.
Hannah.
Daryl Hannah goes to like, dresses up like a movie nurse from the 30s. to give it. And then Bill's like, "We're not gonna kill him." She's like, "Damn it, why?"
But even that was cool, the way it was split screen and the
Yes.
music that was playing. I thought that was so awesome. I know it was short, and I definitely had that on here, but it was just too short. But I still thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
agree.
speaking of which, we haven't talked about yet. I mean, the music in this movie, besides the RZA stuff, I mean, just
Perfect.
banger after banger. And that's I love hearing a song and like picturing a movie scene that would go with it. Like, and he just kills it. Every time he picks a song for a scene, it's just always the perfect song.
Yeah. I read that all the songs in this movie are from other movies. Like they're all from soundtracks that he had.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I guess
I
I feel like I'm so amazed, like not amazed, but it amazes me because he's such a dork, going back to his words in Pulp Fiction that, but he's like the stylistic stuff that he does and the music choices he does, like I would never expect it from somebody, and it's kind of I guess not the word prejudice, but I guess it's like just looking at him and I'm just judging him based off of his looks, and that's a bad thing to do, but you would never expect somebody like that to have such a nice, really cool musical taste and be able to incorporate that in his movies. But it just goes to show you how smart he was and like where he picks and chooses from movies of the past that he's seen and watched.
It's crazy how people are just like so talented at things. And here I am, not good at
Critiquing
anything.
them. I always thought too, like what that process is like picking a song for a commercial or picking a song for a TV show or a movie. I wonder what that's like because some of these songs that are picked, you're just like, man, that's
Seen
unbelievable.
it.
What a
Yeah.
choice.
I feel like for him, I'm sure it's like he hears a song and he writes it down and just is like, okay, I got to come back to this at some point and find a scene. Or he probably hears a song, thinks of a scene that he already has, and is like, that's the one.
That's
So
it.
I'm sure he probably has a list of things and maybe ideas that he just draws from.
Well, there's a story that the 5, 6, 7, 8s, the band in the House of the Blue Leaves, he heard them at like a store and it wasn't a record store, so he couldn't buy. So he actually bought I think, CD off of the people in the store. Like he made them sell it to him. So that's how they got in the film. And then that song got just absolutely killed with some cell phone company used it in their commercial. So now when I hear it, I get like, ugh.
Mm.
We were when we did our little shout out to the Bill Brian for his little fantastic topic we did on Going Gray about soundtracks, songs and movies. I mean, his choice in Jackie Brown in the opening scene across 110th Street is just so awesome. Just the way that, I mean, that song's great as it is, but just the way that was shot, that opening scene with the music in the background. I mean, I love it.
Agree. He's good.
They don't miss.
It's true. Any other scenes to mention?
I think we did the whole movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Um, I don't know if we're gonna have many answers to this, but we do it every week.
Oh, I didn't
Is
even think about this.
Yeah. Is there anything you can think of to make this movie better? I mean, Benny, you already have your answer.
I meant for the second question, but yeah, I would have loved all Japanese subtitles just because I wanted to know what they're saying, but who cares?
I thought you were gonna say at least 60% less feet.
But that too, please, come on. I could lose a few toes.
Show us your feet.
You can show them to you if you want, but not on the internet. You got to pay for that, babe.
Oh, for the clicks. I thought we got some more clicks.
Oh no, 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 no. These are $100 feet. You need at least $100 to see them.
Her?
Pair.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at it.
Robbie, you got any answers for this?
Yeah, just maybe Bucks Vaseline.
Yeah.
We can not show that.
Yeah. Ag- that's a big agree on that.
But maybe if they do show like Buck, trim your pubic hairs, bro. What are we doing?
Something. Do
A couple
something.
snips. Give me a couple snips here and there. Take the edge off, Buck.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oof. Especially from somebody that likes to fuck. You would think.
Yeah. Listen, everyone wants a clean basement.
Yeah. I don't want to be flooded.
What a piece of shit.
Buck. Buck. You suck.
Suck, you fuck. Yeah, I don't really have a great answer for this. I'll just say what you guys said.
Good answer.
Yeah.
Good job.
Although
Hey.
the feet didn't bother me as much as you. I mean, it's a lot. I feel like this movie was like extra feet versus
I
some
didn't.
other films, but it does. I don't care as much.
I don't know if it would have bothered me as much if I didn't know that he has a thing for feet.
It probably wouldn't bother you as much, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. I always just think that's just like, listen, who am I to judge? I mean, if you saw the things I like, God forbid.
Oh,
But
please forget about it.
but no, but I mean, I just think that's I don't want to yuck anybody's yum, but to me, it's just it never really makes sense. Hands, I mean, okay,
Got
feet,
man hands.
like having an ear fetish.
All right.
Strange.
Speaking of having a fetish,
It's like having a Matt Damon fetish.
that's right.
Who would have that?
Let's play America's favorite game, Working Overtime with Matt Damon, where we cast Matt Damon in a role that we either invent or that one exists, and we don't know why we do it, but we do it every week. Does anyone want to go first?
Me, because I'm 100% mailing this one in. Because I didn't have one, so I'm just gonna go with the first thing that comes to my mind, and give me Matt Damon as Vernita Green's husband, who
Oh,
comes in to find a dead Vernita Green. What?
what the
Oh, you're
hell
doing
happened here? I'm doing
yeah.
Matt. That
And
was
then
acting.
thank you. You're fantastic. I was like, what happened? Um, he finds Vernita on the ground and he swears revenge. And now we get a offshoot, a spin-off, Kill the Bride, that eventually, like Avengers, syncs up after the events of Kill Bill Volume 2, and they're fighting for a whole movie in the third installment of this film. Thank you. I rest my case.
Very nice. Robbie.
Hmm. Give me a young, lean, mean, sex machine, handsome, six pack, abs, 6 minute abs, maybe even 7 minute abs. Give me Matt Damon as a random patient in the hospital who pays to have sex with a comatose bride. That's all I got because I didn't have anything for Matt Damon because I had nothing for Matt Damon because I didn't even think about Matt Damon. I'm sorry, Matt Damon, but this is my worst Matt Damon of the cinch. But hey, can't all be perfect. I mean, DiMaggio wasn't perfect. Gary wasn't perfect. Ted Williams wasn't perfect. Can't all be perfect.
I mean, it shows you how good this movie was that we weren't even thinking about Damon the whole time.
You
No,
guys
I
don't
couldn't.
think of Damon all the time?
Usually I do, but there's so many fucking feet running around the screen. Got thrown off my game.
All right, well, give me a young, strong, handsome, suit wearing Matt Damon as the bride's fiance who doesn't die. And then in volume 3 that you suggested, volume 3, not only does his twin come back as from Vernita
Oh,
Green's husband, but
oh my God.
her fiance comes back, Matt Damon, who's their twin, and then they're just everyone fights.
Double Damon?
Double Damon, double dragon,
Oh
double
my God.
bubble.
Please,
Ooh, I love
Tarantino,
Double Bubble.
We need an 11th movie from you.
Yeah. I think, are we getting like one more?
I think so. It's the last
Is
one.
it the 10th or 11th?
I don't
10th. I think he said 10 and he's done.
Right.
I
That's
hope
bullshit.
not.
He'll be back. Get out of here.
I'm sure. So this was the fourth movie. Does he count, not that it matters, does he count 1 and 2 as one movie?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Interesting. So he's got an out.
What did you think this movie was without no like based off of the America's favorite new game show, Benny? Hey,
I thought this was a biopic of Mitch McConnell
nice,
where bills come to the Senate and he just kills them
nice.
indiscriminately. Like, oh, free houses for all veterans. No, kill it, kill that bill.
Yeah.
Health care for all. Kill the bill. Hey, Mitch, you know, we're forcing everybody to have children, even if they're disabled or, they're not going to be viable. How about we have all this money to make sure that those children live a healthy life? No, kill the bill. So yeah, I thought it was a biopic on Mitch McConnell.
Well, hey, stay tuned for volume 2. Gets better. He kills more bills. So, and then at the end, they it's just him just staring blankly into at a news conference, not saying a word.
That's
And they
how it
fade
ends.
to, and then they fade to black.
And you just hear as the credits are rolling, Curl the Burl.
Yeah. Hey, Mitch, I got a question. Kentucky, one of the worst states in America for education. What do you think? Kill a
I
bill.
just I want to get a pair of glasses for Ryan and just put them on right now. There he is. You just need a little more gobble neck down
Yeah, you need
there.
a little turkey on that neck.
Anything else that needs to be said about Mitch or Kill Bill?
Please, Mitch, I need a whole podcast. Um, both these movies were shot at the same time, right?
I believe so, but I actually
I,
don't know.
I'm pretty sure they were shot as one movie.
Not sure.
So you've both seen both movies.
Correct.
Do you like it split up or would you have preferred one long movie?
No, please, please, put the long movies. I've seen enough long Tarantino movies. Splitting up is cool.
Yeah, I
I
like the split.
okay. I think they were only released like 4 or
6
6
months.
months apart or something like that.
Yeah. No, it said they were filmed at the same time. But it's it's a runtime of a little over 4 hours. To see that in a theater, no thank you. For
Yeah.
it to be a single movie at home, yeah, that's fine.
Why not?
Yeah. Like I said, I almost watched volume 2 like right after, but it was very
And
late. It was already like 10:30.
I really wanted to, but it's not it'll be nice having
Little break.
a little break between the two.
Yeah. I'm curious to see what you think about 2 versus 1 and then also kind of as a whole.
Yeah. Find out next week on Let the Boys Watch.
What a tease.
Just like the end of Kill Bill 1.
Right. Anything else about Kill Bill? All right.
Kill
Well,
Phil. It's a movie about Uncle Phil.
No. Phil.
Who?
There was this
Phil?
older gentleman that I used to work with at Apple in California, and for some reason I always just called him Trill Bill.
Trill Bill.
He was a good guy. Shout out Bill. I know you're not listening, but you were a great guy.
Thanks, Bill. Thanks for listening.
Yeah. Fine. Well, Trill Bill, please send us an email. Let us know what you think. Give us some suggestions. Obviously, we're gonna do Kill Bill 2 next week, but maybe for the weeks after. Oh, we love you. We love you for listening. We appreciate you. Robbie, tell him good night.
Good night to the bride. As Harutori Hanzo would say, revenge is never a straight line. It's a forest. Like a forest, it's easy to lose your way, to get lost, to forget where you've come from.
Mm.
Love that line.
Ryan,
Yes.
move your big toe. Wiggle your big toe.
That scene went on too long.
Just like this podcast.
Like, come on. 4 years of atrophy, and she's just gonna sit in the back seat for 10 minutes and do it. Come on.
4 hours later.
Whatever. Still.
The other thing I was thinking too is her legs are atrophy, but she can like her arms are fine.
Yeah,
All
she
right.
was, they were just
All right,
must
good
be
night,
like
everybody.
jerking. Must be like jerking. Right to the
Good
feet
night.
master, the cuz.
Good night.
Good
Mr. Feet.
night. Love you.